Hello everyone! Welcome to Downtown Tailoring. Today's video has been requested many times. I'm gonna show you how to complete a quarter zipper exposed with its own collar. So let's go! For this demonstration, we are gonna use our friend and helper, Miss Inch. This is her basic pattern, and pretty much I'm not interested in the design of the top. That will be, let's say, a popover shirt or something like that, but still I'm gonna make it a little fun. Not really much. I'm just gonna close half of the dart so it's kind of a straight cut, but honestly this is not super important. I almost even left it unadjusted for this video, but then I thought, let's just try to make a little blouse. Why not? It doesn't look like much yet, but just wait. I'm gonna transfer the pattern to the fabric, and remember, I always try to iron my fabric before to avoid warps and deformations. So pretty much I'm gonna just place my pattern, I'm gonna mark it, and then I'm gonna just cut it. And I'm not gonna make the darts at the back, I'm gonna just leave it like that. But I'm gonna just make the dart at the bust part. And as you can see, it's not really a complete dart, it's just a little bit of the dart, so it doesn't look super big. I know this video is not about this, but I'm just taking the opportunity to show you that part, the way I think when I'm doing any design. This is the zipper I'm gonna use. And I know it's too heavy for this material. This is more like a jeans zipper, and the one that has big teeth, but I don't have the other kind of zipper. I'm gonna order, I promised. So pretty much to sew the zipper, I'm just marking the length of the zipper on my blouse. This is extremely important because I'm going to start by sewing at the top bottom of that sewing. So I'm marking the center of my blouse, and it will be very important to mark the length of the zipper. If you take this little step, your job will be perfect and it will be made in an easy way. As you can see, I mark the bottom of my zipper and I mark it at both sides of the zipper. And now I'm gonna mark the sides where will be sewn to. You see? Then, as you can see, I always put the zipper in the right way and then I put it to the other side. That way I don't get confused. Yes, I have sewn zippers backwards more time than I can count. So as you can see, I'm placing my zipper over my fabric and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna sew at the bottom part in between the side lines I already did. And I make sure to go back and forth so it's very strong. Then I'm gonna turn my fabric. You can see now the mark of the seam I did, and I'm gonna take that mark and I'm gonna make a triangle. Don't wanna say it, but like a isosceles triangle. I don't know if it's the way that it says in English. Isosceles, maybe? Almost equilateral. Okay, don't listen to me. Then I'm gonna cut through my line, and then when I go to the tip to the triangle, then I will go and cut the other part. Now that I have my cuts, I can turn again my fabric and I'm gonna take the zipper and I'm gonna just put it in its right place, and then I'm gonna fold the seam allowance, turn it back, and then I'm gonna sew all around. I didn't cut enough, so I'm gonna cut a little bit more, but you have to be careful because this is the trick to make it that right. Do not be overconfident with those scissors. Then I'm gonna go back to my sewing machine and I'm gonna sew all those sides. I know I already have a video about this, but all the time people said, and then how do you place the collar? And this is why I wanted to make that video today. So my zipper is done, and always is a good idea to make a top stitch all around just to secure it, because otherwise it can be a little bit too flimsy. And even more this one that has such a heavy zipper. The next step, when you are making your blouse or whatever you are making, of course, now that you have the top part done, now you can assemble together the back and the front. In my case, because I'm working with my beloved Miss Inch, and Miss Inch is a half scale, just to make the job easier, it will be better if I don't sew the side seams. We are seeing that everything is looking good. And now is the interesting part of this video. I'm making the collar, and today I'm gonna make a collar that was so popular back then in the 70s. I'm gonna tell you something. Very soon I will be 40 years sewing experience. Huh? What do you think about that? But I started very young, huh? Okay, ironing again, because I'm gonna put the two fabric together. I'm gonna make one side for the top and one side for the bottom part, so you can see the difference and understand better what I'm explaining. I cut my pattern without seam allowance. I do that all the time. So I'm just adding the seam allowance, and I'm gonna cut both pieces at the same time. Here you go, these are my pieces. So the first step I'm gonna do is crucial to have a great finish on your collar. I'm gonna trace a line that will be pretty much the width of the seam allowance. In my case is 1/4 inch. I think this is the best for collars. And I'm gonna fold my material there. You can use the iron just to make sure that that will stay in place and it will be way more comfortable. But it's not necessary, because we are gonna make a top stitch there. So I don't know if you see, but I started with another little fabric because this is so delicate because of the size. So pretty much I make my top stitch and I have my folded secure, you see. Now is when I really need to go to my ironing board and press that so it's nice and crisp. Then you will be so surprised on how easy it is to install the collar. I'm gonna now put my two pieces together with the right sides facing each other, and because I want to sew that perfect, I'm marking my corner so I know exactly where I need to pivot the material and keep sewing. Pretty much you can do it with just the seam allowance, or you can just take the pattern and then you can mark the pattern on your sewing. Here you go, I have my pattern marked and I'm gonna have to do that little curved. And this is why I'm reducing a lot the width of the stitch. So pretty much when you sew a curve that small as this one, you have to pretty much sew 1 or 2 stitches and then lift and pivot. Now I can pivot again, and then it's easy because it's a straight line. And then when I reach the corner, I pivot again. I make sure to place my needle exactly in the corner. So if it's not natural, I'm gonna force it. But now I'm gonna give you the trick of the day. As you can see, I'm pulling the piece underneath a little bit. It doesn't have to be too much. I'm just pulling it, as you can see, about 1/8 of the inch, and then I'm gonna keep sewing in the normal way. And this is why I cut my patterns, because that trick cannot be done if I don't do it. Now I'm gonna cut mostly the corners, but I'm gonna cut everything, all the excess of material. But you know me, before I turn it, it will be always a great idea to iron your collar. And I'm gonna give you another trick for the best turn. In fact, two of them. The first one is that when you iron, try to iron first as you saw it, and then you are gonna try to iron with the seam open. Yes, this will allow the turn way easier. That's very, very important. All the couturier knows that. Now the second trick. I'm gonna cut a little bit the corners just to avoid the excess of material, and of course, because we are talking about a curve, we have as well to do some notches all around those curves. And my other trick, I think I have give you that, well, but if you haven't seen it, I'm threading a needle and I'm gonna use the part that is not sharp, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna insert my needle exactly in between the stitch at the corners. You see, I'm gonna go there under that stitch, and then I'm gonna put it back at the other side of the corner like so, and then I'm gonna pull a little bit and I'm gonna cut the excess. I'm gonna leave, just a little bit, like probably 5 inches or so, 4 inches. And then I'm gonna do the same at the other corner. Then I'm gonna turn my collar, and you will see that with the iron it will be very easy, but as well I'm gonna pull that seam. Yes, and I will have the sharper corners you can get. Yes, you see, I need a like. Now I'm gonna iron again, and it will be so easy to iron. It will get pretty much the edges the way it's supposed to be, because I already ironed it with the seam open. And did you remember the little pull I did? Well, now you can see the results. You see how the collar folds by itself. It's just taking the shape it's supposed to have. And you will get, of course, a nicer look. You can help it a little bit with your ham, so you try to get some kind of rounded shape ham and help you with the ironing. I use this one for my dolls to give the shape to the dolls' collars. And look at that, it's looking great. It's taking the shape very well. Well, this is the one I use for the dolls. I just wanted to show you. It's really good. Sometimes people think that sewing is sewing, but sewing is more than that. As you can see, I've been doing more ironing and more planning and more everything. That's sewing, right? So, well, when you do those things, your sewing gets really nice. Now, I'm gonna give you my last trick. And if you haven't liked this video, now you have to like it, because that will make you the best way to sew the collar. As you can see, I'm marking the bottom part of the shirt exactly at the edge. So I'm using the line that I already have, and I'm gonna mark it with a heat erase pen. You see, it's just right there. So now I can go to my sewing machine, and I'm gonna sew the collar to my blouse. And the drill, when you attach two things, you want to be all very well distributed. That's why always is a good idea to divide your fabric in fourth and then pin together the fourth. So I'm marking my neck collar and then I'm gonna do the same on my blouse. And please remember that not necessarily the fourth part will go exactly at the side seam. It took me so much time to realize that. I always thought that it was to be there, but no. Now that I have my 2 marks done, I'm gonna pin everything together. I'm gonna cut a little bit of excess of the zipper there. Remember, this will be a little bit delicate because, you know, I'm working really a half of the scale. I don't know what I was thinking when I asked Miss Inch to help me. I should have done it with the real mannequin, but it's okay. At least it's fit the screen, so that's good. So as you can see, I am placing my collar on my blouse and I'm taking into account as well the seam allowance, you see? So the point that is going at the edge is without the seam allowance. I'm gonna pin everything all around and I'm gonna stitch it. I have to admit that this part is so delicate and probably one of the most tricky part. I wouldn't say that it's difficult, but it can be tricky if you don't know what to do. But now you know. So pretty much I'm stitching all together, and I don't know if you noticed, but this is the only time that I saw a collar without the stay stitch. Can you tell me in the comments why I didn't use the stay stitch? There's a reason. So I sew now my collar and I'm gonna close the zipper just to see if they come at the same height. If they didn't, I will then fix that, but they look pretty good. So I can do my next step. And what is my next step? I'm gonna now pin the rest of the collar all around. And you know, when I stitch again, I will know that I'm gonna stitch everything perfect because I did the right measurement, because when I saw the collar, I saw over the mark. So I know that everything will be okay. Now that everything is pinned, I'm gonna stitch all around my collar. I started at the bottom part and then I'm gonna go all around just to make a decorative stitch. That today I'm making this at 1/8 of the inch because I'm working a half scale mannequin. So you are gonna make it at 1/4 when you are working at full scale. Now I'm removing the thread of the corners and I just need to finish my blouse. Now I'm gonna make the stay stitch in the armholes, although I don't have any sleeves, and I'm closing the sides, and here you go. This is my collar. Look at that. It looks fantastic, amazing. And I wanted to tell you that I did this kind of colors because this is what you asked for. But when you do quarter zipper, you can do whatever you want, a lot of things. For example, you can make a hoodie like I did here. As you can see, it's pretty much the same concept. Or you can make just a total neck collar. This is very often too. And you can make it in different ways. Look at this one, I did it like that. And this one, I did it in another way. If you find this video useful or entertaining, please give us a hype, give us a like, and don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Bye!